Good evening, my friends, fellow Singaporeans, residents of Pasir Ris, Punggol, GRC. Apa khabar? Malay vanakkam, Tacha wan Shanghao. Saudara-saudari sekalian, pasukan PAP di Pasir Ris, Punggol telah lama berkhidmat dan bekerjasama dengan anda untuk menjadikan kawasan ini bersih, aman dan teratur. Kami bukan hanya di sini selama kempen GE saja, tetapi kami sudah bertahun-tahun di sini. Berikanlah kami sokongan agar kami dapat bersama anda dalam menjadikan kawasan Pasir Ris Punggol ini tempat yang istimewa untuk anda. Jaminlah masa depan anda dan anak-anak anda dan pilihlah PAP. Saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada anda semua kerana telah bersama kami sepanjang 4 tahun yang lalu. Berilah kami peluang untuk terus berkhidmat kepada anda di sini. Inilah semangat Pasir Ris Punggol. Ayo kekalkan semangat ini. Cikgu Zainal galakkan saya menghadiah sebuah pantun untuk kamu semua. Saya cubalah. Ini bukan pantun saya. Kawan saya cari pantun ini daripada World Wide Web, internet. Saya cuba. Pendirian kukuh, tiada goyah. Sekali lagi. Pendirian kukuh, tiada goyah. Menghadapi cabaran, tiada gelisah. Menghadapi cobaan, tiada berkilah. Menghadapi kesusahan, tiada berhelah. Undilah PAP. Majulah Singapura. My friends, I'll give you a short translation. It doesn't work so well in English. I'm not sure it worked well in my Malay, but I try lah. In English, the pantun talks about having strong convictions that are unshakable, facing challenges without worry, and facing challenges without twisting facts, because you have to face difficulties without lying, especially to yourself. My friends, I'm going to talk to you a bit about a group of Singaporeans that may or may not be voting. The youth, the kids, the children. I like kids. It's one of the many reasons why I chose to become a pediatrician. I enjoy their honesty. There's no hidden agenda. Kids are very straightforward. They don't like you, you know about it straight away. They like you, you can be friends forever. I like imagining their potential when I see the kids. I can see the world of the possibilities that they might grow up into. They smile, they laugh, they learn, they grow, and they could grow up to lead any kind of extraordinary life, especially in Singapore, regardless of where they come from. Honesty and the possibility of fulfilling big dreams. I really like kids. I have 3 myself, and over the course of the campaign, I've met many kids. My residents, I've seen them grow over a short period of time. I don't have the track record like DPM, who's seen his kids grow up to have kids, his residents grow up to have kids. But I've met some kids I've known for the last 4.5 years. Toddlers, teenagers, first-time voters. I can call first-time voters kids, I think, because middle age is safely embracing me, fully embracing me. The very young ones that I meet in playgrounds with their families, they just want to have some fun. They give me a high five, give me a hug. They want to know your friend. You are friends together, they run off. The teenagers are a bit shy. I'm not voting. Slightly embarrassed, they say. But actually, inside, they're a little bit proud that you thought they were old enough to vote. But I know that they are watching what happens in the world around them, watching what we do and how we do it. And they are not going to make up their minds about who to vote when the next election is announced. They, like many Singaporeans, will be making up their minds on this very important question during the years between the elections. They will be making up their minds as they learn about what kind of opportunities they have in education, what kind of things happen to their parents in the workplace and beyond, what kind of opportunities they have for their future careers. They learn about aging and caring and community from their grandparents. And some are asking questions. I like it when young people ask me questions, whether they can vote or not. I like it when they ask me questions because it shows that they are interested and they care about our country and their future. Going up to an MP or a candidate and asking questions may not be so easy, especially if you're shy. But it's actually not so difficult. And you should do so. You should ask them the important questions. A young man came up to me outside Punggol MRT, and he asked me a very important and difficult question. He said, "How are you going to convince me to vote for you?" You see, he had voted opposition in the last election, and he was not shy about telling me this. And he wanted me to know how I was going to change his mind. Very important question. Every vote counts. Another couple that I bumped into in a void deck in Punggol asked me, "What are you going to do about the youth that are completely disengaged? How are you going to connect with the youth that feel completely disengaged?" Another very important question. In both cases, I smile, I take a deep breath, because my answer's usually not so short, Take a deep breath, and I start to answer. The young man outside the MRT station, he gave me about 20 seconds, interrupted me with another question about the cost of living. Now I started to try and answer him. He interrupted me again with a third question about the cost of houses and HDB's policies. I said, "Hey, come on, I haven't even finished my first answer. I don't even get to start my second answer." He replied, no need, it's okay, I know what you're going to say. I know what your answer is going to be. I know what I've decided already." I said, "How can you know what I'm thinking? How can you know what I'm going to say? If you ask an important question, and this is an important question, don't you think you should allow a fair and complete answer before you make up your mind?" You can imagine how the rest of the conversation went. He wasn't convinced, he was rushing off to the MRT. But if I see him again, I hope he comes to me and gives me another opportunity to try and convince him again. The couple I met at the void deck in Punggol was quite different. Both were first-time voters, and they also asked me the tough question I told you about how we reach out to youths. I explained as best I could. There's no single one approach. Youth are all different. They cannot be lumped together. You need ongoing work, slowly, small groups, large groups, systematically, sometimes reaching out to institutions, sometimes reaching out to organizations, sometimes letting them reach out to you. You can't be dogmatic, you can't be bureaucratic, it has to be interactive and responsive. And most importantly, I explained to them, this work will never be done. There'll always be more young people that we have to explain to. We almost always have young people we need to reach out to. We will always work to do this, to reach out to them, to understand, to connect, to inform. Differently, they waited, they listened very patiently. You have to be quite patient when I'm giving an answer sometimes, and when I'm giving a speech. But when I was done, they came back at me with another question. A question that showed that they had been listening carefully to what I was saying, and they thought about it. And there were some things they didn't agree with, and they wanted more explanation. So I tried my best again, and then they came at me with another question. And we had a real conversation. Both sides interested in what the other side has to say. A real conversation needs both sides to be interested in the truth, and both sides to be interested in what the other side has to say, listening carefully to each other. This couple, Felisa and Saga, they represent the hope of our youth. They are interested, they're curious, they're passionate. They have subsequently emailed me to carry on the conversation, and if you're out there listening, I'm sorry I haven't emailed you back. I will tonight. Tonight I will, after this rally. To ask a difficult question of an MP or a candidate is challenging, but listening is just as important. We all need Singaporeans to be active and engaged in building our future. Asking difficult questions is the most important first step, but it's only the first step. It's the first step to being fully informed. Thank you. You also have to listen to the answers and think about them. Think about where the information is coming from. Can it be trusted? Does it make sense? What does it mean for us? Being informed, asking questions, the first step. Thinking carefully, the second step. And then the most important step is you have to do something. You have to do something. There's no point asking questions and listening and then sitting there very comfortable and say, I went to that MP and I asked him what he's going to do to make me vote for him. And then what? What are you going to do with my answers? What are you going to do with the information? What are you going to do with your opinion? Do something. Volunteer. Write. Help your neighborhood. Help your schools. Help your friends. Help build this amazing nation of ours and make it better for the future. Step forward. Ask the question. And then step up and think about the answers. form your opinions, and do something about it. The PAP is not where it is today only because of policies and leadership. The PAP also owes its success to the large number of people who believe in its cause, in its mission, and in its values. Singaporeans who have stepped forward to work tirelessly supporting this campaign, who have helped care for our residents every week at MPS, to ask difficult questions of our leadership in dialogues and policy forums. Singaporeans who have decided that they will do something to help build Singapore. Do something about your future. Join the PAP and join us in our mission to build a better future for our families. Join us to help build Singapore. Join us to help Singaporeans and help Singapore for the future. Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura!